Hello guys, this is session 16 of Chemistry, Unit 2 Chemical Bonding, and today we will be discussing the formation of ionic bonds. Objectives. At the end of this session, we'll be able to define what is an ionic bond. We will study cases of ionic bond formation, and we will receive an assignment. In ionic bonding, we should know that the formation of an ionic bond involves the transfer of electrons from one atom to another, where the final product atoms become ions. So, on the contrast to what we've seen before in the covalent bonding, where there is sharing of electrons, in ionic bonding there is no sharing, there is transfer of electrons, which is opposite to what we've seen in the covalent bonding, where here we have a gain-lose situation of electrons. Here we have the periodic table. We can see in green we have the nonmetals, and we should know that the nonmetals tend to gain electrons to become anions that are negatively charged ions. Metals, however, we see in purple in the periodic table, they tend to lose electrons to become cations, which are positively charged ions. Here we have in column 1 elements, they tend to lose one electron to become cations. However, in column 2 of periodic table, the metals tend to lose 2 electrons to become cations. Let us study the type of bonding in sodium chloride molecules. So sodium chloride, also known as table salt, contains sodium and chlorine atoms. Sodium having 1 valence electron in the outermost shell, and chlorine having 7 valence electrons in the outermost shell. Neither sodium nor chlorine are octet. Sodium is a metal of column 1 in the periodic table. It has a higher tendency to lose electrons, whereas chlorine is a non-metal. It has a higher tendency to gain electrons. So what type of bond do you think will form? If your answer was ionic bond, then you are correct. This electron will be transferred from sodium to chlorine. When the sodium loses this electron, it will become octet, since it will have a full outermost shell that is filled with electrons, whereas chlorine will also become octet since it needs 8 electrons and it only has 7. So this additional electron will enable chlorine to become octet. Moreover, sodium becomes positively charged cation since it lost electron, and chlorine will become a negatively charged anion since it gained an electron. So in conclusion, ionic bonds result in atoms having a full outer energy level and opposite charges. Summary: formation of ionic bond involves the transfer of electrons from one atom to another. يعني في atom بدها تخسر electrons وفي atom بدها تربح electrons, where atom become ions. Non-metals gain electrons to become anions, negatively charged, while metals lose electrons to become cations, positively charged. Finally, ionic bond formation results in atoms having a full outer energy level, octet state, and opposite charged ions. This is your homework. Solve and submit via WhatsApp. And we're done. We have completed the chemistry course. Congratulations!